Hello, Quest members. What's happening? What's happening, Quest members? Hope you enjoyed the episode last night. Again, we might have a little bit of phone difficulties on the phone. So let me know. We have our synopsis queen on the phone, and it's Judy. And hello, Judy in Canada. Yep. Can you hear Judy okay? Okay, we'll see. Lots of rain here, Judy. Lots of flooding. Gloria can't hear you. No, 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 Judy. All right, let me hang up. Let me try to call you on the phone one more time. Hang on, guys. When I'm calling through to Google Voice, it just hangs up. No, Giselle, no. I'm just calling her, calling Judy and her number through Google Voice, and it just hangs up on her. I don't know. Some days it works, some days it don't work. I don't know. I'm getting disgusted. So we'll see why it's not going through. I have no idea. Thanks to technology, guys. So we'll try to get through to her as we're giving her thank you. See, it says call ended. Unbelievable. I've gone through this a million times. And there's really nothing more I can do. All right, Judy, if you're out there, give me a call in on the regular phone, on the cell phone, and we'll try it that way. Okay, Judy, no ringing. Even when you call in, it doesn't ring, Judy? Hold on, guys. Alrighty. Hope everybody had a good week. Me, of course, technical problems there, like usual. And we'll go from there. Hello. Can you hear Judy now, Judy? I mean, can you hear Judy now? I rebooted my phone, Judy. Nope, I still can't hear you. No. Yep. So hang up, and I'll call you on the phone. If I can't get through, we can't do it. You're gonna try one more time on a reboot, guys. Sorry about this. See what happens. I don't know who to talk to. Google support's not the best. No support's the best. Server unreachable. The heck does that mean? Anybody know? A server in Canada, right? That's all I can think of. All right, let's get my hellos in while we're trying to get through to Judy. Hello, Gloria. Jeff M. Donna Gooden. Hello, Tommy. How are you? Hello, Scott. Hello, Carol. Hello, Brenda. Like I said, hello, Giselle. Hello, Luann. Hello, Sydney. We're trying to get a hold of Judy. It says no server. I don't know what that means. Hello, Patricia. Hello, the professor. Hello, Becky. Hello, Tony, our cabin in the woods. Hello, Ken. Hello, Diane Otto. Hello, April. Hello, Jim. Hello, Max Lab. Hello, Woody Bog. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Richard. Hello, Lori. Hello, Ray. Hello, Carlo. You're with us now. Yep, Max. I tried restarting the phone and it said no server. So we'll try. I don't know what the servers connect to Canada from New York or the East Coast. I don't know. Last night's Family Ties, while the team races to prepare the money pit for the deepest and final dig of the season. In Malta, the fellowship uncovers a family bloodline that connects the Knights of Malta to Oak Island. That was last night's show. Next week, Into the Void, they say here, after the terrifying collapse, the fellowship is finally at the precipice of the Solution Channel. And I think May 20th is the last episode with a digging down in the final episode. I'm pretty sure May 20th. That's it. Don't quote me on that. I don't know why, but it seems like it's going to be the end. Here's our team here. Here's the Caponium, I mean. Daniel, Charlotte, please give them a heads up on there. We support the Salty Dog. Tony Sampson, there he is. Take a tour around the boat. Get a beer, get a cocktail after the boat tour. Because again, I've heard of nothing about a Oak Island tour for 2025. And there's our team: Judy, Kathy, the professor, Tammy, Jeff M, David, Starlene, Gloria, and Tanya from Portugal. And Sydney says another show start. Okay, Sitting Bull starts the 27th. Yeah. Yes, Judy. I'm still trying to call you. I restarted my phone. So that's what I'm trying to do. Restart again. and we'll see if we come through it. Something about a server in Canada. Server's down. Also, I want to thank all my moderators for all the years they've been with me. Tammy, Judy, Daniel, Starling, Kathy, and Tanya from Portugal. You saw their picture. Also, Jeff M. and Gloria that are on both. And David B., who's on the YouTube side. I want to thank mostly my main members. They came over from the Quest of Oak Island, but we're doing pretty good on YouTube and around the world. We're live on YouTube, and we do a little bit on Discord, Instagram, a little bit on Twitter. The rest, not much. We're doing good on Spotify for podcasters around the world, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, and Amazon. Alexa. Here's my supporting cast that donates every month. And I really appreciate it. We're going down the less and less and less, but that's okay. It's the end of the season. Nobody wants to donate. That's fine with me. Don't forget, hashtag hat if you haven't won a Quest hat. If you haven't won one, put your name in the pot. I'll send it to you tomorrow. If you're international, I need your phone number and send it to the Quest of Oak Island at AOL.com. I want to thank Tommy, the tracker, Isabel, Kay, David, Tammy, David, Patricia, D-Rock, Captain Kirk, Becky, Virginia, Rebecca, Barbara, Starlene, Jeff M., Sandollar Ray's been with me almost 4 years. Joanne, our lone Patreon supporter. Also, Judy for what she does. Sorry, I just can't get the phones going. I don't know what's going on. Daniel for all his facts. I really appreciate you guys all year long. I don't know if we're going into this season 13. Hello, Max Lab. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, J4J. And it's okay. It's okay. So, last night's episode, I sort of got through it. Like I said, I like when they show when they're out on an adventure in Malta. I love that stuff. But you're telling me it took them 13 years to find some kind of connection with some kind of Templar from Malta that's only 10 miles away from the island? That had me scratching my head. What do you think, guys? That had me scratching my head. What do you think? That's more important to search around from 10 miles from Oak Island than going 4,000 miles. I think I said it was 10 miles away from Oak Island or 15 miles away. What'd you guys think? Let me see it. No, I didn't see that, Daniel.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Judy.
Hello.
Yep, I hear you. I can hear you.
Hello. Oh, yep, I hear you. Oh, good. I can hear you. Okay. Can you still hear me, John?
Yeah, I can hear you good, but I hear my voice in the background. Hello. Judy, you're on. Oh, God. Judy. Where'd she go? Yep, Kathy, they're hell bent on the Templar connection. Judy, you're live. Judy. Hello, Judy. She hung up. I give up. What a podcast this is turning out to be here. There's something with a server problem. Yeah, I know, Max. It hung up. All right, so I'll try one more time. If it hangs up on you, Judy, that's it. The curse of T-Mobile Island. Yeah, but if that connection was made and it's only 15 miles away from Oak Island, Daniel, throw all your stuff at that if it was that important. Unbelievable. Unreal. So let's try calling Judy one more time. It seems like it goes through once I reboot, and then it just goes off. Anybody got any suggestions? No. No connection. So, like I said, we use Daniel's synopsis, and Judy's synopsis will be in print on the Oak Island page. Richard, pay your phone bill. Yeah, I pay. I pay big time. The weather's been awful rainy here for days on end. The weather might be a factor with this Google stuff. Well, that's the mostly we can do. I know it's frustrating, but I'm live. This is how it goes. And I just can't connect. What can I do? Got voicemail. All right, Judy, I give up. I surrender. I surrender. We got to get this going towards the end of the season. Yeah, but she got to get the camera set up and everything. Can't do it live now, but maybe towards the end. Maybe next week we'll try to get her on like this. Yeah, Tommy, I'll give her smoke signals. Oh, Lordy, 40. Holy Muyan. Muyan. Is there a difference from rebooting and shutting down? That's my question. Restarting and power off. Is there a difference? And how can it work before and not work now? T-Mobile. Thank you so much, Dee Dee. Trying to get Judy. We're having phone problems for the last try. Some kind of server problems. But we're giving a good shot. But that's all we can do. Judy, just try to call my cell number. Try to call my cell number straight, not going through the computer. And J for J, my T-Mobile has been horrible today. Okay, so maybe it's out because of the weather. But Judy, call my cell phone. And that's it. That's all we're going to do. If I can put her on speakerphone, you know what I mean? A podcast on phones. Then we'll know. Then we'll know T-Mobile screwed up. Alrighty. She's trying right now. Yeah, Daniel, I'll put her on my mic. Blame it on the sun flares. Blame it on the 5G, 4G. Nothing happened. Hello. Yeah. I can hear you, but
you've got mail.
I can hear you, but the members can't hear you. Let me see if they can hear you. Can you hear her? Judy's on the phone now. Can you hear her? All right, hang up. I'm going to try to call you straight out of my cell phone, and that's it. All right, hang up, Judy. Daniel, I can't get her through the phone. I can't even get her through a cell number. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to call her like I'd call you. I got to edit all this out. Nope. All right. Well, let's get to yeah, Kathy. See if you can get through to her. Kathy, you got Verizon, right? Yeah, that was through the computer, Daniel, but it didn't pass on through to you guys. All right, let me know. We're going to get back to the regular scheduled program here. We're going to put Daniel's synopsis on here. And then we'll go from there. Tell me if you can hear the synopsis. Let me know in chat. Here we go.
Season 12, Episode 23, Family Ties. Episode analysis by Daniel Spino of the Oak Island Compendium. In this week's episode, Family Ties, the show began in the Money Pit area, where the Oak Island team was preparing the location to install a caisson into the solution channel. The work involved stabilizing the ground in this area and putting platforms for the oscillator to sit on, while the caisson is being driven into the ground. Vanessa Lucido of Rock Equipment said they hope to have things ready soon to start the operation. The action took us to Malta, where the Oak Island team traveled to try to find a connection between the Knights of Malta and Oak Island. The team visited the citadel of Victoria on the island of Gozo, where they investigated the oldest prison in the country. The team noticed a symbol that happens to appear no matter where they travel, the 4-dot cross. It is then compared to the symbol on the HO stone that was found in Judry's Cove in 1936. It is stated that some believe this symbol marks the presence of holy relics. This author is not clear who actually is attributed to this belief, but it's clear that the symbol is ancient, with many meanings that is commonly found around the world. The action shifted to the lab, where the Oak Island team met to discuss the recently discovered button from Lot 5. Archaeologist Laird Niven and archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan told the team that the eye of the button was interesting because it seemed robust and simple and indicated that it was an older piece. Emma said the composition was leaded brass with zinc and copper. This was a less technical composition, and she estimated the age as the mid-1600s to 1700s years. It was mentioned that this button had similarities with the starburst button that had been taken to Malta. It was stated that something significant happened on Oak Island, but it should be stressed that this design was common and appeared over a long period of time. We were then taken back to Gozo, Malta, where the Oak Island team continued their visit to the prison. The team continued to encounter various symbols that they said they've seen associated with Oak Island. The circle with a dot, also known as a circumpunct, was noticed on the wall. This was then compared to the symbol on the alleged 90-foot stone that Compendium investigations found was a cipher solicited and created by academics from Dalhousie University in the 1860s to promote a treasure narrative concerning Oak Island. Other various symbols were shown, and it was mentioned that these Old World symbols are also found on Oak Island. We were taken to Elot 121st, where the Oak Island team continued to investigate a map that was credited to Frederick Blair, but actually the work of Charles Goodwin. Goodwin was a retired insurance agent in the 1930s who turned amateur archaeologist who believed that Irish monks discovered North America. He also owned America's Stonehenge in New Hampshire, where he manipulated some of the features to fit his theory. The team wanted to check under 3 large boulders that were marked on this map, which they confirmed were in the correct spots. Under the first boulder, they discovered a hand-forged fastener. They also discovered a large timber and a wedge that would suggest that the boulder was moved into place by man. There was a pile of rocks in this area in a 5-foot radius. The team also found an iron pin with striations that was described as heavy and an old piece of iron. Unfortunately, nothing further was found. The action shifted back to Malta, where researcher and theorist Korjan Mol led a presentation at the Palazzo Falson. It was mentioned that Oak Island appeared to be a generations game, with involvement spanning over a long period of time. The locations of Jerusalem, Acre, Ruad, Paris, Rhodes and Malta were cited as locations of involvement by the Knights Templar, Knights Hospitaller, and later the Knights of Malta. The de Villiers family were involved with commanding these orders, and Gerard de Villiers was rumoured to have fled Paris with Templar treasure in 1307. It was then speculated that this could have included holy relics. Philip de Villiers, the Grand Master of the Knights of Malta, was then linked to Isaac de Razilly, who founded a fort about 15 to 20 miles from Oak Island. De Razilly's mother was Catherine de Villiers, and it was speculated that he was involved with treasure on Oak Island. Please see the analysis for further information. The scene then shifted back to Lot 121st, where the Oak Island team continued to investigate the map made by William Goodwin. This time the team was focused on the large stone that surveyor Steve Guptill called an anchor stone that he believed was used to manipulate the area. After moving the boulder, the team discovered an ox shoe. Underneath the boulder were a lot of rocks that appeared triangular. The team went down to the sea horizon, which indicated that there was no more human activity below this spot. The team speculated that something could be buried nearby. The episode concluded with the team meeting at the Oak Island Museum to go over the recent developments on the island and in Malta. After highlighting what had happened at both locations, Alex Lagina mentioned that the button design reminded him of something he saw in Malta. The 2 images were compared, and it was speculated that the Knights of Malta were on Oak Island. It was stated that the Knights of Malta had the means, motive and opportunity to be involved with treasure on Oak Island, but they need to find more evidence to support the theory. Analysis. The de Villiers family was an ancient noble family in France that goes back centuries. There were several branches in the family, some being more influential than others. Such was the case between Philippe de Villiers, Leil Adam, and Isaac de Razilly. Razili was Philippe's second cousin 3 times removed. Isaac de Razili had 2 brothers who were also naval officers. His older brother François was a naval commander involved with the French attempt to colonize Brazil, which was unsuccessful and furthered by the Portuguese. His other brother Claude was also a naval commander, administrator, and partner of Isaac's to recolonize Acadia after the defeat of the English as directed by Cardinal Richelieu, the French foreign minister of time. He had asked Isaac, a noted naval commander, for a plan for New France, including the promotion of the fur trade. Richelieu instituted Isaac's plan in every detail. Isaac had inquired with the Knights of Malta about building a commandery in Acadia, and it was declined. When Isaac died, his brother Claude took over the administration of Acadia and responsibility of the operations. Because of his business dealings, he appointed Isaac's first lieutenant, their cousin, Charles de Menou d'Aulnay, to be governor of Acadia. D'Aulnay immediately moved operations to Port Royal and built a new fort and improvements. The fort at La Hève, called Fort Sainte-Marie-de-Grace, was abandoned and later burned by the British. If there were holy relics buried in Acadia, wouldn't the Knights of Malta want a commandery there? If there was a generational link between the de Villiers family and Oak Island, would both Isaac's brother and cousin abandon the area and move to Port Royal? Please follow our weekly episode analyses during the season, along with articles from the original Compendium Blockhouse blog and special investigations and features involving Oak Island. Feel free to reach out to us for questions, comments, information and any theories to our email, theoakislandcompendium@gmail.com. Please visit www.theoakislandcompendium.com for this article and our other content related to the Oak Island mystery. Good day from Daniel of the Compendium.
Thank you, Daniel. Very, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Very good. Great recap by Daniel. All right, let's go through some screenshots. And I know my other rant was, I don't know how they compare things. Maybe I'm not seeing something. Maybe I'm seeing swirly things different. But I don't really see a similarity from that button to the multi-button. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. So we'll go through it. Here they are starting out on the island. Getting it prepped up for, I guess I heard, a 200-foot deep dig into the bedrock. That's what they were showing, putting the big platforms down for the oscillator. And there it is, where they're going to put the final caisson down. There's Vanessa telling them about the crane mats going on they had to pack it down. They had to. She knows what she's doing. And here's the cans that they've done so far. TB1, RP3, RP2, RP1, AC1. A lot of work. 50 tons of gravel. Lordy 40. 100,000 pounds. Wow. There's Daniel here. The Maltese design was the same as the one they found in Italy. I think it was wishful thinking by Alex to bring in Oak Island comparable to those samples. Yeah, I really don't see it, but when I get it in my screenshot, we'll discuss that. There's an overhead shot. And I think May 20th is our last episode. Now we're going to Gazo, Malta. But the bells are ringing. My bells are ringing right now. We're going to the oldest prison there. I just love these buildings. I love the architecture. Don't forget, hashtag hat. If you're not want a Quest hat, you only got another week. There's the crew. Then they were saying the things they found in the swamp with the cross, etc., etc. The old prison. Rick went up there. There's our man, Corian. There he is. They rebuilt it. Imagine doing this so many centuries ago, guys. Unbelievable construction. Unbelievable. 1551. Look at that. The Citadel. That was reconstruction in 1599. Wowzer. With the help of the Knights of the Malta. And now we know by Corian that 15 miles away from Oak Island, I guess there was a settlement there. We'll go there. Get the info from there. If you can. There they go into the oldest prison, a little foggy there. And again, we see the cross with the 4 dots, more and more. J4J. They went to the lab. Here we go, guys. Here we go. And there's Marty. Always telling Gary, detect this spot. Detect that spot. Detect this spot. From his crane there. I was cracking up. Yep, Woody. So I look at that thing. Very good. And it was mostly leaded brass, like Emma says. Mid-1600s to the 1700s. And Daniel, the fort was abandoned in 1636 and burned down by the British several years later. It looks like it was all masonry. I didn't even see any wood, except maybe a door frame. The heck is there to burn? I don't know. Now, to me, do you think this is similar, guys? I don't know. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Yep, Patrick. Who sees similarities right here? I want to see you in the chat. Who sees it? Oh, the fort 15 miles from Oak Island. Okay, Daniel. That burned down. Gotcha. So if somebody sees similarities in these two, please speak your piece right there in chat. But I don't see it. My own personal opinion. Jim, maybe if you use a mirror and a lot of imagination. Yeah, it looks like a Chinese shooting star, Daniel. or the old inserts you put into old 45s when you put them on the photographs a long time ago. The phonograph. Yeah, I don't know, Giselle. Right, Judy? So I was going to rant on it, but I gave it a mild rant because I'm all ranted out. I'm ready for a break. Yep, Patrick, they do splice stuff together. Now, this sort of Italy and Malta, but I still question the comparability. What do you guys think? I don't know. Max Labs with me. I don't know how they even present this to us because it don't look the same to me. Not even close. All right, this, what do you guys think? Is that a dot in the stone? Notice the whole wall has, you can say, dots all around it. So I don't know if there's a dot in the wall on this circle. So I don't know. All these matches is not matching my brain. That's what I say, Max Lab, but it's my own personal opinion. But how can they present this stuff and say, hey, we'll tell the public this? I don't know. Who knows? The only thing we see of similarity is the cross and 4 dots. Because Rick's got everybody in a trance. So they're seeing things and matching things that I don't see. You know? They're just running in mud, going nowhere, in my own personal opinion. Back to lot 5, searching for clues. Dee Dee says, better than wood. But he's got everybody in a trance. So I don't know what kind of Kool-Aid they're drinking, but I want some. Here they are for the boulders on the map. J4J. Reminds me of when I use a center punch and it slips off and missed the X. Yeah, I hear you. Been there before, J4J. Yep, Gloria, they traveled all that way and I wasn't impressed. But they had to spend money probably. On lot 1 is where these boulders are. Also, that's where the old lumber factory was. Look, a rock. If we move this rock, we might find more evidence if it was placed or not. Lordy 40, holy mooyan. Dee Dee, they're not the only ones tired about this season. Back to the Blair treasure map. Arrows and 2s and 1s and Z's and treasure caches all over the island. Yep. 13 years, all over the island. Treasure hanging from the trees. Treasure in Smith's Cove. Treasure all over. Tons of treasure. And there's the 19th century map. And they said it was possibly the only treasure map they really have. Yep, Luann. I had one member saying they should have, like on other documentaries and stuff, when they're all together, and they have like a little thing saying, this is a documented opinion of us. We're not promotion before the reality show. You know what I mean? Whenever they go in the war room or things like that, they should tell us. Well, not that it's scripted, but almost close to it, you know? Daniel says that map was made by a nut job. I love it, Daniel. I love it. And there he is, the nut job. Frederick Blair Nuts. Frederick Nuts Blair. There you go, Daniel. So just think about it, guys. 13 years. What do we got? What are we seeing? What are we doing? Where are we going? Surface finds, mud, rocks. Now we're digging down to the 200-foot level. Who's going to bury a valuable thing 200 feet below bedrock and then try to get it out? Come on. Come on, guys. So they had to give us some kind of treasure map. You know, they got to push us with the treasure map like Judy knows and everybody. Templars, treasure, gold, solution channel, all the treasures down in there. Treasure, treasure, treasure. Relics. The symbol means relics. All about the end of the season. We get hit with the same old, same old, same old. And we come up with nothing. Then at the end of the show, the end of the season, we get all in a trance in one room and get them in a trance for another season. Robot, I think Daniel said there was 100 or 250 years difference from the Knights Templar to the Malters. Yes, they got the big chisels that they drop in the caissons to hit something hard. They got drills. They can drill through the bedrock. So, yes. Here they are picking up rocks. And of course, they got to get permits for everything. And we find like a spike. And I had to laugh. What's coming up, guys? It sort of made my whole season. And I'll tell you later what made my whole season. And there's Marty digging it up. We got a nice wedge in a swamp that you throw everything else in there. There's a junk pile, but could be a new platform. Well, could be a new vault. Well, more treasure caches. I'll tell you the one thing, what they dug up, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. Then I passed out. And they dug down right to the bottom, more rocks. Man-made ring. Okay. Greg says it looks like they were put there by man. Could be. Well, yeah, Patricia, permits. Even over here, you got to get permits for inspections. It goes to the town. They make money off the permits. Same old thing. And here's Daniel backing me up. And I'm backing him up. There is evidence that digging went down to bedrock. The question is, why would anyone go that deep on the island to bury treasure? Unlikely. My opinion, mining. You got it with that fool's gold. Pyrite. We got this little thing here. Fantastic. In the muck. I think I started passing out again over here. But we got a bent one. We got a straight one and a bent one in the muck. We're doing great. Let Emma scan it up. And then Marty, what the hell's going on here? He's got to be frustrated, man. Got to be. Long time ago, Gary. Long time ago, this spike was in there. There they are. The bent one and the straight one. A couple other places to go with the map. Hope they find something. Then they're here with Corian, how he's explaining what's going on. There's our main man, Corian Mall. Hospitalers, later known as the Knights of Malta. A family bloodline. At the time, the master was the most powerful that we could connect to, and also to Oak Island. And there's a gray hair update on Alex turning white. You guys are not going to find anything. Are you going to find anything? Find something before I die. 2025, here we go. And the name was De Valores, which is 15 miles away from Oak Island. So it just keeps on going, guy. It just keeps on going. Philip De Valores, 1530. Like if you listen to Daniel's synopsis, he's got the rundown on all those people. And you think we're going to get anywhere? I have no idea. There it is. Why don't they go to this Fort Point 13 years ago, or any of these forts and everything, to see if it's anything to do with Oak Island, or match it up. Only 15 miles away, and they didn't know about this place and all the history they've been doing. Come on. Jim, I'm still waiting on the dump load of silver. Yeah, it gets kind of frustrating for them and disappointing for us. And I'm just shaking my head. I mean, we're in it to the end, all of us. But it's getting rough. It's getting rough to swallow. Or are they setting us up for season 13, piling this information up, don't go there, or don't show it till next season? De Rasili. Here's another boulder. And this is what I laughed my butt off. I laughed and I laughed and I laughed only because, oh my lordy 40, holy muyan, we have a little oxshoe. So that means the oxes, or oxen, were dragging these boulders into place. They dragged them there. Okay. What happened to the Vikings? They jumping all over the place. But when I saw this, they presented us a little ox shoe. Of course, they got to tie it into moving the boulders all around the island. I think I laughed for a half an hour. They'll never show us Max Lab, and they're not going to get anything. If they find anything of kind of value, they're not going to get nothing. It's only going to be a tourist destination if they find something. If they get anything, they're not going to get anything out of it. The government's going to take it. To the museum. Uh-oh. Let's hear it now, everybody. Let me see a UMM. UHMM. Into the trance they go. Hum. 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 You guys in the trance now? I'm not surprised, Daniel. I just laughed. I was just laughing. Richard's with me. He knows. So everybody, hashtag hat. You got to be in live chat right now to win a hat. That's all I really got tonight. We'll go over there. And we'll see what we got here. We got 2 entries, guys. Whoever's in there, you got a 50% chance of winning a hat. If you're international, I need your phone number because stamps.com will not send you it. USA, no problem. So let's go over to the hat presentation. Share screen. Giveaway tool. There we go. Only 2 entries. I'll give you about 5 seconds. If you have not won a Quest of Oak Island hat, they're pretty neat. Hashtag hat. So everybody would get one. So those are pretty good odds. Very, very good odds. All right, here we go. Three, two, one. It's between Patrick and Jim. As Jim Matthews is the winner of the Quest of Oak Island baseball cap. Give me your address, questofOakIsland@AOL.com, and I'll send it out tomorrow morning. No problem, Daniel. Unbelievable. Alrighty, guys. Like I said, next week, episode 24, Into the Void. But it says, after a terrifying collapse, the Fellowship is finally at the precipice of a solution channel. Then we got one more episode after that. Episode 25 should be the last with a drilling down. And that's about it. I'll see you next Tuesday pre-show. I'm going to call T-Mobile. I don't know what's going on. I might have to go back to Verizon. I don't know what's going on. That's all I can do. And I hope Judy will be with me next Wednesday, even if we got to put her on video. Next Wednesday at 7:30. Because everybody misses her when these things happen, and so do I. So, I want to thank Daniel for his synopsis. You'll see Judy's synopsis in print later on the Quest of Oak Island Facebook page. I thank her so much for her hard work. And like I said, I'll see you Tuesday morning, whatever I get on for a pre-show Tuesday. And we'll go from there. What do I always tell you, members? It's towards the end of the season. I thank you for being with me. It's been a rough season for me as my father passed away, and I watch my mother 24/7. Some nights I'm not sleeping, so I'm not at my best at the game. But I promise you, if it's season 13, I should have more energy, I hope. But remember, members, always go forward. You may get a setback in your life, but just believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams, no matter how old you are, for tomorrow's never given. In this crazy world, everybody's at war, everybody's bombing everybody, killing everybody. I can't take it. I can't take it. So you got to keep on smiling within yourself, stay safe like Judy says, and you stay strong because the world is nuts. Keep that positivity going, keep it strong. Just pound through it if you can't. There's a lot of people out there that can help you. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you Tuesday morning, then Wednesday, I hope, with Judy. Thank you very much. Take care, and bye-bye.